Welcome to Introverse.
I watched a movie on VHS tape last week.
You have a VHS player?
I have. It's actually right behind me. You can't really see it, but I have a VCR, and I bought an adapter so I could connect it to my OLED TV.
You are a TV. You are a movie nerd,
dude. Here's the thing. I was walking.
I'm really jealous, honestly.
Dude,
me
and my wife.
I'm so jacked for that.
Me and my wife went. We were walking around an antique place, and they had these old VHS tapes sitting there. Okay, They had. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh, I pity the fool that can't see it.
This is. Can't really see it.
You can't see it. It's a glare. I see enough to see the mohawk.
Okay,
I can make out that. I can make out Mr. T.
Right now, okay. So this is D.C. Cab, which was released in 1984, I believe, and this is actually the original VHS from a Canadian video store.
Wow.
Okay, you can see on the back it says Home Video Canada, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this. I watched this movie on VHS.
What does he have? The door, car door in his hand?
He's got the cab door in his hand.
He ripped it off?
Yeah.
Is he the cab driver?
He is a cab driver in the movie, yes, amongst many other cab drivers.
So
I had never seen this movie, but I had always wanted to see it. My parents didn't let me watch it because it was rated R. He made this before Rocky 3, by the way, I believe.
Is this in the same genre as was it Robert De Niro's Taxi?
No. This is more akin to Police Academy than.
Okay, so it's humorous.
It is a comedy. It is a straight up comedy.
Got it.
A great cast, and I was like, okay, I want to watch this movie, and like it's on. You can stream it. You can rent it on streaming. In HD, and I was like, you know what? No, I want to watch this thing on VHS, on a Canadian VHS tape. So I bought an adapter, and it basically goes from HDMI to RCA, the red, yellow, and white. Mm-hmm. And I hooked it up. It worked like a charm. I plugged my VCR in. I put it in. The thing popped up, and it was. I'm not even kidding, guys. It was like a time machine. Because they had the horrible quality at the beginning while it's registering, and
you had to fix the tracking.
Yeah, fix the tracking. The FBI warning comes up. You can barely read it, and then the movie starts. I'm not even kidding, man. It was like I was back as a kid. The first time I watched a movie.
That's cool.
I can't believe how shitty the quality was that we dealt with all these years. Like you couldn't tell on our TVs because they were so small.
Plus, you were accustomed to it.
Once you blow it up on I got a 4K television. It's like it looked bad. Okay, the quality was horrible, but the sound was great. I mean, you could hear everything, you could see everything. Mm-hmm. It was just a great experience. My wife was looking at me like I was insane, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing this again. I'm going to check.
I would like to do that. I would like to do that with some movies that I used to watch a lot on VHS.
Yes.
Like Karate Kid. We watched a lot on VHS. We wore that VHS out.
Yep.
I used to tape movies off of HBO and Cinemax, and I would have just like my little tapes that I have made over the years.
We did that for sure.
And I think I still have. I just did a move, so it might have gotten. Yeah. I might have lost a bunch of them in this move, but. Yeah. Watching, we've talked about Video Barn often on the
probably too much,
but I watched so many videos in a little VCR.
It was
for a deceased video store. It's gotten a lot of plugs.
It's gotten a lot of plugs. Dude, I was looking for a photo of it. I think I told you this before. I was looking for a photo of Video Barn. I'm like, okay, as much as he talks about it, there's got to be a record of it online somewhere. Like somebody took a photo and posted it somewhere as like a memento. Like, I remember Video Barn. Like, because it's kind of crazy, man. Because we take for granted always having a camera in our pocket nowadays. That we take pictures of almost everything we do. At least a lot of people do. And I start thinking back of like I worked at a video store for 6 years, and I have no photographs of that video store that I worked at. which blows me away because the other day I wanted to like reminisce, like, man, I'm trying to remember what the inside of that I can picture it, but I'm like, were the action movies on the left or the right? And I'm like, well, maybe I got an old photo of it or something, and like, nope, no photos.
Yeah, who carried around a camera like that though?
Photos.
Yeah.
Remember, I would bring a camera like on vacation. You know, like the little cheap one with the little thing you'd twist, ring, click,
crank
it up and click it, and you'd send off the film in the mail. Did you remember doing that?
Well, in the mail, or you brought it to
pictures back.
Walgreens or Walmart or something, and they would develop it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's just a different time now. It's so crazy how far we've come just in our lifetime.
It's insane.
It is.
Think about it. It's insane how fast technology has escalated in the past.
Because just think, if we had been born in like the 1800s, pretty much any time in the 1800s,
well,
we would have been born, lived, and died, and not a whole hell of a lot would have shifted.
Orville, the Wright brothers, first flight, 1903. Okay, that was only 120 years ago.
Yeah.
Only 120 years, right? So you go thousands of years of rolling rocks around.
Nobody's flying that we know of.
Nobody's flying to individuals building rockets and going in space.
Yeah.
Not governments, individuals.
Very wealthy individuals.
Using their own money to build rockets. Not only that go up, but they come back down, turn around, and land the same way they came, the same way they shot out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane. They actually launch. I can see them launching from where I live.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. Have you seen the personal flying bikes that they've got out now?
Yeah, that's so badass.
Using the drone technology, like
finally.
Yeah. Finally, we can fly.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be cleared by the FCC so that that you can FAA.
Yeah, so this is Florida. Fuck the FAA.
So that you can fly around. But I've seen these guys like testing these things out, and it's pretty sweet.
They're much cooler than the jetpacks. Jetpacks scare me.
Yes, because they could explode and you're gone.
We've seen the Rocketeer. He didn't always have a good time on that. He was all over the place. But those flying bike things are.
Saw that on VHS.
Yes,
that was a great movie, man.
Yes, sir. Movie. It's so underrated. Like in my opinion, it's top underrated. 5 superhero films like of all time. Rocketeer is top 5. Oh yeah.
Okay, what's the 5?
You listed it top 5. You went very specific on that, Robi. Do it.
I did.
5.
I did. Well, Superman the movie.
If you say Cyclops,
is it number 5? Or what are we saying?
Superman the movie is got to be in there.
Oh yeah, we talking about
Superman the movie, original one.
Yes, all-time superhero movies.
Okay, that
makes more
sense
book.
now.
Yeah, based on comic books.
We're talking about like Christopher Reeves.
Yes,
Superman,
the original Superman the movie.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
awesome.
definitely in my top 5. I'm definitely going to go The Dark Knight is in my top 5 because I think that
Michael Keaton.
It's in your top 5. Are you saying it's number 2? You're giving it the same.
We need an order, a hierarchy.
Look, I need time to prepare this, guys. I'm just saying.
You answered real fast.
You said it was top 5.
Top 5. You said it so fast.
You thought about this for a long time. I agree.
This has been in your list.
Look, here's the thing.
You said it with your chest.
Yeah.
Here's the
Robin Hood does not count as a superhero.
No. Robin Hood's not in there. Robin Hood is not in there.
Prince of Thieves.
Okay. We know what's in there, and we know what's not.
Well,
I've
listed
so you put
3,
Dark Knight.
I listed 3 so
above
far.
3 movies.
I listed 3
above
so far.
Michael Keaton's Batman.
I didn't know. I'm saying The Dark Knight.
He's trying to get out of ordering, even though.
All right, let's throw them out there.
He said his top 1. He said his top 1.
Throw the 5 out there,
and then the second one.
Throw the 5, and then we'll help you order them.
We're gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is hurting my brain right now. I'm like, wait, I can't leave this one out. But what about this one? And what about this one? Mm-hmm. I got to include a Marvel film in there, and I think it's gonna be.
Why?
And when I say Marvel, I mean Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man film.
God.
I'm gonna put that in there.
We talked about that last week.
Dude,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Which one is that? Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
The first one.
Wow.
Just because of the experience I had of watching it when I first watched it, I thought like, wow, we've come. Now we can make a comic book movie, and it's like a comic book.
Okay. All right. So Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, Christopher Reeve, Superman, The Rocketeer.
Yeah.
And Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Dark
Christian
Knight.
Bale's Dark Knight.
Is that 5?
I'm Batman. That's 4.
That's 4. Okay, so I need one more. It's totally unprepared. I don't.
When you said that The Rocketeer was top 5, were you just BSing?
No. I absolutely love that movie. I think it's got a great score by James Horner. I think the casting is pitch perfect. I think the effects, actually, I watched it not too long ago, and the effects hold up really well. It's done with models, and I don't think hardly any CGI at all. I think it's almost all model work, and it's just really impressive.
Saying it's impressive and saying that you absolutely love the film is different than saying it's top 5. That's why we both reacted the way we did.
Well, for me, it is top 5. If I had the choice to watch like any of the Marvel films, like current Marvel films, like from Iron Man on, or The Rocketeer, I would watch The Rocketeer. I like it. That's how much I like it.
This was one film me and you both loved.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I still have the comic book. I bought the comic book adaptation.
I remember you having the comic book. I remember reading it at your house.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of that movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I've thought about it, though, in 20 years.
It was a magical thing, right? It was like in the World War II era, was it?
Yep. Nazis.
And they discovered this, hidden technology. Was it the Nazis' tech? And,
well, no, it was...
Or the Nazis were looking for it.
The Nazis were looking for it.
And he comes across it.
I think it ends up being Howard Hughes' tech, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So where do y'all put... We're still waiting on the 5th movie, but where would you put The Rocketeer versus like Flight of the Navigator?
Oh, Flight of the Navigator!
I put Flight of the Navigator ahead of The Rocketeer just for like the lasting effect it's had on me.
Flight, dude.
That
no one else has mentioned Flight of the Navigator. Wow. Yes.
To me, I think of those movies kind of similarly, or they came out in the same time frame.
Yeah.
And that's the movie that like stuck with me the longest.
I feel like Flight of the Navigator was before The Rocketeer, though.
It was before.
Because that was 80s, and I want to say Rocketeer was early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah. But still, I mean...
But no.
I just, for some reason,
I linked those years apart.
We were
just a couple years
We were
apart.
definitely going through adolescence.
Too obscure.
Yeah.
Obscure movies that are kind of sensationalized fantasy movies that no one talks about.
Yeah, I heard that they're making they're updating Flight of the Navigator. Somebody wants to redo it.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? So Flight of the Navigator took place in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
I remember that. Like, Fort Lauderdale. Well, I went to Fort Lauderdale 6 weeks ago or something. And I was so excited. I was like, Flight of the Navigator? I was telling our friend, Flight of the Navigator was filmed here? I don't know if that's actually filmed here, but that's where it took place.
Dude, you sound like me.
And I was so excited. And she looks at me like, what are you talking about? Flight of what? I'm like, no, it's the best movie ever.
Yeah, that's like Robi. I went and saw Washed Out was here last week.
Oh wow, okay,
and
great.
He had like he had like projectors on the scrim and did like a similar thing to like the cylinder. And the girl I was with, I looked at her, I was like, do you understand what he's doing? He's got like rear projection and scrim, and it's transparent. And if the light shines from the back, you can see the band members and blah, blah, blah. She's like, what? Just do you want a beer or what are you?
Completely wasted conversation.
So I was just like, never mind.
Yeah.
She was doing weed in a vape thing, and she was like, "You want? I don't know what you're talking about.
Like,
do you want a beer? I'll get it.
It looks cool. It looks cool.
Yeah.
And I was just like, look, it's happening right here.
It's all about spaces.
It's just like that. Just like that. It's like, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
This movie was filmed here.
And then I was so deflated. Like I was like 30 seconds away from like Googling. Like locations and go and check them out.
Yeah.
And like I had in my head, I'm gonna take pictures, I'm gonna send them to Robi. Look, dude. Who was the voice of
else.
the alien, the spaceship?
It's Paul Rubens.
Really?
Wait, are you serious?
You knew that just like that?
Pee Wee Herman.
Wow.
Because I just thought it was so wild, man. That alien sounds like Pee Wee Herman, but
it is.
It's not. But it's not. It couldn't be. Then I learned how acting and TV worked. Yeah, like who else can do that? It has to be. I said that without fact checking. If it's not,
we don't
him,
fact check on here.
Dude,
There's so much information on this podcast that is way wrong.
I have no idea.
I didn't believe him, so I looked it up, and he is correct. Paul Rubens is the voice.
There's that one moment when he does the little Pee Wee Herman laugh. And we all react. I'm trying to use the phone. I was like, man, that's such a smart
That was another
alien.
movie,
he knows,
dude. I watched a lot.
He knows how to do Pee Wee. Yeah.
Another movie we watched a lot, and then you find out like there's this whole awkward thing that happened to him, and you don't understand because you're kind of young. You know, and your parents are like, you can't watch that anymore.
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
What do you mean?
He was in the wrong theater at the wrong time. So he is credited in the movie as Paul Mall, not Paul Rubens, which might
Paul
be why.
Mall, like the cigarettes.
Yeah, Paul Mall.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting.
To kind of protect him.
I guess.
Protect his branding.
Interesting. Makes me smile. Pee Wee Herman. Large Marge.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to watch Pee Wee. I wasn't allowed to watch Pee Wee's Playhouse when I was a kid.
Your parents had foresight.
Have
Something's wrong with that man.
Have you seen it now?
I've seen episodes, but it's weird. I feel like, I mean, I can appreciate it for its quirkiness and its weirdness and how colorful and all that. You know, I mean, it was ahead of its time, really, with the talking furniture and everything. I mean, he really was going for it. But
oh yeah, dude,
I can't put myself in the shoes of a child. You know, like if I had been a kid watching it and seen it at a certain age, I would have been, it would have stuck with me for, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a Broadway thing several years back before he died. He kind of revitalized Pee Wee and did a show on Broadway, which was a huge hit.
It's what's really crazy is like today's age. No one's getting busted doing that. Everyone's just whacking it at home.
Yeah.
You know?
How many adult theaters still exist? I mean, really.
Yeah. You know? So it's kind of unfair. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it an adult theater? Because I feel like it happened in a theater that's not supposed to happen.
No, I think it was an adult theater.
I think it was an adult theater because even in adult theaters, you're not supposed to actually get naked.
Pull it out?
Yeah, you're not supposed to whip it out and start participating in the action of whatever's going on screen. Yeah. I think it's just kind of like, you just sit there with your stiffy and you enjoy it,
gross,
and then you go home and finish. It's not, but he was like, you know what?
I don't know the rules.
This scene is way too good. I gotta.
Well, we are a little bit too young to have experienced that.
Well, they were definitely around when we were.
They were around, but like the internet was like starting to.
That's true.
To catch on once we were.
Yeah, we were sitting in
old
front of
enough
screens.
to drive around.
We were sitting in front of screens waiting 4 hours for a photo to download.
Yeah. I remember specifically there's like a Cindy Crawford picture in that red swimsuit. I'm like sitting there waiting for like 30 minutes. I'm like, what is this so slow?
And you remember the JPEGs that would download bar by bar, like the photo.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. There was bar by bar.
The photo would slowly, come down, and you were like, "Oh, look, we got to her face. Okay, now it's her neck. Okay, now." It looks like it was a different kid, not the same kid that was in Over the Top.
Okay,
which makes sense because that kid was really annoying.
God, yeah, he was a brat.
Okay, so the kid from Flight of the Navigator looks like the kid from The Never-Ending Story, who is also, and then there's the kid from E.T. So these three kids.
Yeah.
I wonder if he gets royalties from that.
I doubt it. I mean, back then they didn't have.
They didn't sign up for that kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah. I mean.
So child actors get, usually there's a contract where the family gets the money. And then when the actor turns 18, the parents are supposed to then pass that money on to them.
Right.
And they can continue to get the royalties. It depends on what you work out, but there's a lot of shady deals that
I
happened
bet.
back then as well. So, and then the royalties only last for a certain number of years after the final airing.
Yeah.
So every time it airs, it resets, and then you start to get the royalties again. And then for residuals.
Yeah.
Because you get money per airing and then residuals after the airing, and it just resets after each airing that it happens. That's why the people like Friends and Seinfeld and stuff, where they just keep airing it and keep running it. That's why they're always set for life. That's why I want to be on a Star Trek show.
Yeah,
just have it.
When I was in New Orleans, I don't know if you remember, there was a time period where everyone was filming movies in Louisiana.
Oh yeah,
tax breaks. And the apartment I stayed in, there was a movie company that would put their people up there. So I would go swim in the pool. Yeah, and there was a director there, and the makeup artists, and all of them would just hang out at the pool. And
dude, you only had 2 bedrooms. How did they fit?
Not in my apartment. The apartment complex.
Oh, okay, in the complex. Okay.
Yeah, the complex. So I was talking to the director, and he was explaining exactly what Greg just said. And he's like, my strategy is just to put out a bunch of shows. And he said, all I need is one to hit 7 seasons. Wow. There's a number of seasons. There's a magic number.
It's 100 episodes.
Number of seasons.
It used to be 100
something
episodes.
like that. And then it'll likely go into syndication. He said, and that's where your money's at.
Right. Well, that's where it used to be. I think with streaming, now a lot of that's falling apart.
It's all different.
You can still make money off of selling shows because, believe me, they're looking for content. They're not looking for art. They're looking for content.
Well, Robi, what are we waiting on?
I don't know. We're waiting on.
Oh, you only make art.
Yes, I only make art. I don't make content. So it's.
They don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Wait, this has an underlying message? No. No, I do want to get into it. It's, I'm trying to write a screenplay right now. It's slow going.
Yeah, we heard. We heard you were writing a screenplay, not from you.
Yeah.
On this podcast when you weren't here. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she
my wife
spilled the beans.
Tattling.
Yeah.
Well, she's
he wants to make it so short. Every time I write a page, that's too long.
Well, because I'm always thinking about budget and where we're going to shoot this, and we can't make this involving a giant whatever. Where are we going to shoot
horror?
this? Yeah.
Horror movie.
It kind of is, yes. Well, we actually wrote one already, but I'm writing I'm trying to write a feature length one right now. So
okay,
it's a different.
All right.
Different ball of wax.
Let us know how we can help.
Oh, I'll be looking for actors and boom mic holders.
Yeah, I want to be a
key grip.
Key grip. That's what I want to do. I want my name number 3 on the credits. Key grip.
Number
Brent
3.
Evans. Number 3. Producer, director, key grip.
Yeah, that's it. And Greg's got QE Films that he's launching.
Oh, what's that?
QE Films right now. I mean, it'll eventually be my film company where I would release my own films that I act in.
Nice.
But right now, as I'm starting to get the hang of how to get a film made from start to finish, I'm helping musicians make the dreaded word content.
Yeah.
But cinematic quality content for musicians to help them.
Right.
Cool.
Because everyone needs it.
Yeah.
Everyone needs it. And
there is definitely a
doing
demand.
Music. Having done music and acting and film stuff, I'm trying to flip that and help some people.
Right.
Can we audition?
I have a lot of ideas.
Can we audition for your movie right now? Have a little mock audition.
I'm not auditioning for it. If you want me, you know my number. You know where to find me.
What do they call that?
When no. You guys
when the actors don't have to audition.
We'll do an audition. We could do a mock audition. We'll
give me back my son.
Once we get.
How was that?
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah. You guys wear jewelry?
I wish I could. I feel like I'd look like a douche.
I went through phases.
Like,
do you remember my chain phase?
No.
It was in high school.
No.
Actually, yeah, it was junior
Sorry.
high. Junior high, I think 8th or 9th grade. I went through a phase where I was like, you know what? I got a gold chain. It wasn't real gold. It was probably fake gold because I didn't pay very much money for it. But I started wearing a gold chain. I did that for a bit.
Yeah.
No one commented on it, so I stopped wearing it. It just
yeah, I don't even remember it. So
yeah, it's too much trouble, man. You got to take it off every night because it's kind of it chokes you at night when you're sleeping, and then you got to like the wedding ring is like watches.
I
Yes,
like watches.
I will wear a watch. Earrings.
No, I would love to be that cool guy, but I know it wouldn't come off cool.
Yeah.
It would come off douchebaggy.
What about like a stud in your nose? No?
A stud, like the chin thing.
I wear an Apple Watch.
Okay.
And I wear these glasses.
I feel black guys can pull off a gold chain way better than a white guy.
Well, I want to say Greg wore a chain on one of these episodes. I do recall you wearing a chain.
I remember that.
I was getting there. I do have a chain. Speaking of chains that probably aren't really gold, I did go to the mall and get a chain, just a necklace, just to try it and see how it felt. Really, I've had a lot of different wardrobe and style challenges that I take on and try to put myself through to really just to build my confidence, just to see how people react to whatever.
I remember the gold chain you wore. It looked good. We commented on it.
Did we?
It looked good.
I don't
we did.
remember
Absolutely.
mentioning it in the moment, but
it's sitting over there somewhere. It's in the other room.
Waiting for its moment.
I try stuff. I've been thinking about accessories and things like that. And Mr. T is definitely someone who, went not overboard. I mean,
it was overboard, dude. It was his thing. But he's the only one, but it was overboard for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. And I don't know if it's racial necessarily. I heard you say that. And
it's not a race thing. It's just the gold looks better against, dark skin than it does against my pasty white skin.
That's true. I think it's just aesthetically pleasing, and that's why
aesthetically pleasing.
I think Mr. T was on to something back then, and he was like, you know what? This shit looks good on me. I'm putting on a lot of it.
Let's add another one.
He's got like feathers hanging from his ears too. Like I don't know if
I
you
like
guys...
the feather earrings. I do like the feather earrings. Those there's like a clip-on type thing.
Yeah.
I remember those.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Really good.
I
admire that he committed to that style and stuck with it forever.
Yeah, forever.
I'm sure his hair is still the same, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
still badass. I love it.
I think the last time I saw a picture of Mr. T, I want to say he still has the mohawk.
I bet he tried to go somewhere without it, and they were disappointed.
Yeah.
Like
he's just like, oh, never again.
Yeah, it's like when Tom Selleck would shave his mustache. Everybody was like, what the hell?
What? Oh, that was a big deal, man. Like when Friends or something, he came on with no mustache, right?
Yes.
I love it when actors, though, and I feel like maybe Mr. T's like that, where they appreciate where they came from.
Uh-huh.
And they lean into it.
Right.
They're okay with it. They're okay with it. Some actors are so tired, and I understand that, too.
Sure.
You need a change.
Wow. I don't know if I want to share that picture of him.
Uh-oh. He's Googling.
Well, he's wearing a red hat, so I can't tell if...
Are you looking up to find which movie is in your top 5?
See, Greg's still waiting on number 5, and you know what? We passed...
That's part of how my brain works.
Passed it.
It's an open loop.
We passed that, and
it's an open loop.
We're not letting you off the hook, though.
You're not going to let me off the hook.
Next week. Next
week, Greg's going to have a nervous breakdown. He can't go that long without knowing the number 5.
Just name your fit. You knew that Rocketeer.
You knew there was 5 of them.
You named 4 of them.
I'm gonna say we can go on for number 5. I'm gonna put Tim Burton's first Batman film.
Yes,
there's going to be
there
2
you go.
Batman films
There you
in
go.
my
It's
top
okay.
5. So in I'm going to say Superman the movie, because in my mind that was the first superhero film that I saw that kind of blew me away.
Yeah.
And I actually believe Christopher Reeve was flying. Like that movie, even today, it holds up. Like the flying effects are really impressive. And he lands and takes off like a dude who's just done it a million times. It's amazing. But that, and then my next big superhero jolt was Tim Burton's Batman. That really stuck in my craw. Love that film.
Yep.
The Rocketeer.
I watched that last year.
Yeah,
Tim
The
Burton's
Rocketeer definitely it has to be on that list. And what was the other one I said? I said The Dark Knight, which Batman Begins is also great, but for whatever reason, The Dark Knight kind of takes what that movie started. It's kind of like The Empire Strikes Back to Star Wars. Yeah. Yes, they're both good, but the Empire took it to the next level, actually 5 levels higher. And I feel like that's what The Dark Knight did to Batman Begins.
Yep.
So, and then Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which I think is the most fun, like, superhero movie. When I was in my 20s, that was the movie. Like, that was the one that was like, man, it's just like the comic book, you know? And he's excited. He was the first superhero that was excited to be a superhero. Like when he is running on top of the rooftops, even though it's a bad CGI, Tobey Maguire running, jumping over shit, and he's just like going, Yahoo! Like he's just pumped that he's got these powers. And like, I feel like that's the only time we ever saw that, you know? So
that says more about his character than the movie, but
yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you there.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's I
thanks for
finally clearing that up. We had to really pull that out of him, Greg.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
goodness. I
I'm glad he didn't say top 20. It's definitely my top 20 superhero movies.
I wouldn't have cared, and he said it with such gusto.
I know,
that
top
I
5. Instantly he said it.
All right, here we go. Can you guys see this?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, there is Mr. T.
It doesn't look bad. That's a bad picture.
No. But I wanted to see if he still had his mohawk, and you can't see it because he's wearing a cap.
Yeah.
This was February of this year.
That means he doesn't have it, probably. Although it is February.
I have a feeling. Yeah. All right.
It's February, but it's also LA.
That's true.
That's true. I feel like he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Still looks good though, man. Still looks great. Good. But really also notice no jewelry. Not rocking the jewelry. So I was a little disappointed to see that he's lost the chain.
He might not have the strength he did back then.
Well,
he was rocking like 100 pounds of gold, man.
That's a better. Yes, he doesn't have the security. Exactly.
So.
Always be prepared, fool, he joked in a nod to his classic catchphrase, I pity the fool.
Pity the fool.
It's so great.
Great catchphrases.
It's so crazy. Like, who's got catchphrases now that we think are going to be people are still going to be saying 30 years from now? Nobody's got catchphrases.
That's
a good topic for
another day.
Yeah, because we can't think of any. That's right. Can't think of any.
Fool.
Well, that phrase has followed him for all of his movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like "I'll be back" is in every Arnold movie, but yeah. So Mr. T is like a character unto himself, and you don't really have that in actors or in anything else like that, except for. I'm as a wrestling fan. There are wrestlers who have like their little phrases,
right? Yeah,
he was also a wrestler.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of wrestlers have phrases, but none of the new guys. I would
smell
say.
what the Rock's cooking.
Yep, the Rock. Do you smell what the Rock's? And I wasn't even a wrestling fan, but that was everybody knew that.
Austin's Stone Cold had one.
He was it. Well, I don't remember what his was.
His is like, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Oh yeah,
Stone Cold said so.
Or Austin 316.
Austin 316. That's it. Okay.
Beer. Stone Cold said so.
Those are his two.
Yeah.
And then he did the what thing that I don't know if that made it past wrestling.
Yeah,
Wrestling
Hulk Hogan was
just
ending everything with brother.
What you gonna do? I think he said that at that Republican thing. Yes. He said like, "What you gonna do when the largest arms in the world run wild on you, or Hulkamania runs wild on you?" That's like his phrase. What you gonna do?
Yeah, that same video, he had problems when it got to the bottom of the shirt, like it wouldn't rip. His arms, it was stretching instead of ripping.
Yeah, there needs to be
elastic at the bottom of this shirt.
It needs to be a breakaway shirt. Like it wasn't. Yeah. It clearly wasn't. And the new fabric, the stretchy fabric, is very hard to tear. So he's used to that old '80s shit where it's just like paper. He just it's nothing.
Yeah.
Good game, everybody.
Well,
I'll call it.
Greg just skipped out there.
No, he's there.
No, but I didn't hear him say good game. He said good game.
Right, one more time. Good game. Good game, guys.
Okay. Well, good game, guys. Good game, everybody.
That's it.
Hey, this is Greg from the Introverse podcast. You can follow us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. We're also on Introverse Pod on social media. Thank you so much for listening.
What he said.
Yep. Nailed it.
Boom.